Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning into HR Today. I'm Stephanie and this is Araj. I'm sure you all have heard about workplace violence. Did you know Canada is the fourth worst country in the world for workplace violence? Isn't that shocking?
It is, and according to text, workplace violence is defined by the International Labour Organization. Most workplace violence arises from members of the public, customers, or strangers rather than co-workers.
Abuse, threatening, harassment, bullying, intimidation, physical threats, and assault all fall under workplace violence.
Yes, and to explain workplace violence better, we chose to interview Antoine Dheri, who is in the construction industry. Now, here is Victoria with Antoine discussing workplace violence.
Thank you, Raj and Stephanie. I'm here with Antoine Dheri.
Hi, my name is Antoine Dheri. I work with Dheri Custom Built Homes. I'm the acting site supervisor on site on this specific project. My job is to manage the employees and ensure site safety at all times on the job site.
You notice that two of your employees are having a heated conversation and acting inappropriately. What do you do in that position?
So as a family company, we subcontract all of our work out, and so because of that, we can only deal with this situation personally to an extent. And if it can't be handled that way, then we have to kick the person off the job site and allow their company owner to deal with them personally. In the event that the argument is heated, the first thing I have to do as a supervisor is approach the two people, identify the issue, and if it's a situation in which I can handle it personally, I handle it at that point of time. If it can't be handled, I have to separate the individuals, call their company owners, have their company owners remove them from the job site, and have the company owner deal with them personally.
What's your policy on work refusals, and how do you handle continued work refusals?
So if you're speaking in reference to the health and safety aspect of work refusal, if a trade comes on the job site and notices the room he's supposed to be working in is too messy, as the site supervisor, it's my job to hire laborers on the job site in which clean up after the trade. If the employee warns me that the room is too messy and it's a safety hazard for him to do work in the room, it is my job as a site super to hire a laborer and have the job cleaned up by the time the employee is ready to work. If he comes to the job site and the work is not up to his satisfaction, the room is not cleaned up to his satisfaction, he has the right to still refuse to work in the room because it goes against his health and safety. In that aspect, because I'm the site supervisor on site, if I have to, at that point, take the responsibility of cleaning the room if there are no laborers on the job site. The longer I delay cleaning the room, the longer the job delays itself.
What's your policy on workplace violence?
We don't necessarily, as a family company, again, because we subcontract all our work, we don't necessarily have a policy on workplace violence, but more so a sense of understanding. It is enforced on us, that we are working in a residential neighborhood, that the owner of the company makes that very known and makes us very aware of that. And so because we're in a residential environment, we have to be under the understanding that people are watching us. And so because of that, there has to be a sense of professional understanding and a sense of professional courtesy towards one another.
In your opinion, would you say that workplace violence has increased in the construction industry?
No, I wouldn't say that has increased, nor has it decreased. In my opinion, it's stayed the same. And in the construction industry, coming on the job site, we do have the understanding that people are going to be speaking with a louder tone and in an aggressive manner than other people do in other work industries. We're not in an office setting, we're on a job site. And so the culture on a job site, especially very common with the bricklayers, is they're always yelling at each other. They work in a very fast-paced environment. And so what you guys consider, what other companies consider an aggressive manner of dealing with each other, we just consider a standard. And we consider it also a sense of safety. If you cannot hear the person from across the job site, then you're at risk of being in danger.
Bill 132 was recently passed in September. Are you aware of Bill 132 and do you practice it?
No, we've never heard of Bill 132.
Thank you so much, Antoine Durian, for speaking with us about workplace violence. Back to you for the conclusion, Nuisha and
Thank
Wayne.
you, Victoria. In conclusion, in Canada, we have a long way to go to complete compliance with HR workplace violence prevention and management. And realistically, the proper steps of workplace violence are not being followed. It is important that in such occasion to inform supervisors or management and to get the owner of the business involved as well. In some cases, labor boards should be consulted too. Thank you.
In addition, for workers and their employers, it's good to be aware of current and updated laws regarding to workplace violence and Bill 132. For those who don't know what Bill 132 is, it's an action plan by the government of Ontario to stop sexual violence and harassment in the workplace. And people of Ontario will benefit from living without the threat and fear of experiencing sexual violence and harassment. Furthermore, it's for the people to be protected from such a devastating impact. And stay tuned.